Good afternoon. My name is Lauren Thornton. I am a 43-year-old African American woman, a mother, a sister, a daughter, and an educator with 22 years of experience. I currently serve as an assistant principal. Today, I will share how my lived experiences and my subjectivities influence my identity and approach as a scholar, practitioner in training. Who am I? My personal and professional background has deeply shaped who I am. Growing up in South Georgia in a working middle class family, being raised in the Baptist church taught me my values of faith, perseverance, and community. In predominantly white schools growing up, I often felt the need to work harder than my peers just to succeed, which reinforced my belief in hard work as a catalyst for achievement. In previous years, as one of the few Black instructional leaders in my districts that I have been in, I feel a strong responsibility to ensure students from marginalized communities have teachers and administrators who look like them and who support their growth. Their experiences shape how I approach these experiences, excuse me, shape how I approach my challenges and problem solving in education. My subjectivity eyes. My two subjectivity eyes are my ethnic maintenance eye, my pedagogical malorist eye. My identity as an African American woman is central to who I am. So, in the ethnic maintenance eye, it shapes how I respond to the world and influence my research lens. This identity drives me to question inequities, elevate diverse voices, and advocate for fairness in all things. Pedagogical malloris, I truly have a deep belief that teaching is the most effective tool for change. It influences me to focus on teacher efficacy as a leader. I see empowering teachers, refining lesson planning, building professional confidence as key ways to improve student outcomes and strengthen schools. These subjectivities influence how I view research and scholarship. Together, they push me to approach scholarship through a lens that is both equity driven and instructionally focused. I believe research should be used to support underperforming schools, close achievement gaps in underserved communities, and provide teachers with knowledge and strategies they need to help these struggling learners in these areas. As a scholar practitioner, my goal is to bridge research and practice. So, using evidence from theory, but to drive action that improves classrooms and communities. My subjectivities also afford me certain strengths. As an African American female leader, I bring unique perspectives that are often underrepresented in certain communities and in certain school districts. I can serve as a visible role model and an advocate for equity. As a pedagogical malorist, I have expertise in instruction. As an instructional coach, as a mathematician, I am optimistic. I have an optimistic view of growth and high expectations for both teachers and students. These strengths position me to design research and leadership practices that are practical, but also inclusive. Of course, these subjectivity eyes also bring challenges. My strong equity lens may sometimes cause me to overlook other important factors, for example, like policy or funding. Carrying the weight of representation is heavy. Um, Oftentimes, many people do not understand what that pressure feels like if you are not from my community. Additionally, my belief that teaching is the primary lever of change may lead me to put too much responsibility on teachers. Um, it feels more like pressure than support. But being aware of these risks help me remain balanced in leadership. To remain aware of my subjectivities, I plan to use reflection journals, seek feedback from my peers who are also in the profession, and engage with mentors as much as possible. I will adjust my approach by intentionally examining factors beyond instruction, such as community and policy, to avoid narrowing my focus. This reflexivity ensures I remain critical but also open to multiple perspectives. The research topic that I am thinking about potentially is centered around instructional leadership from the assistant principal lens. Assistant principal, and the title would be, excuse me, assistant principals as the catalyst, strengthening teacher efficacy to drive sustainable school improvement. I'm interested in exploring more on the assistant principal role as the instructional leader in specifically turnaround and underperforming schools and use leadership practices to build teacher efficacy because these schools often serve minority students. I see this as an opportunity to connect not only my equity lens, but also my belief in the power of teaching. This research reflects my subjectivities, um, both equity centered, but also instructionally focused. Um, and I want to aim to create sustainable improvement in 4 communities that I serve. In closing, my journey as a scholar practitioner is shaped by my identity and my beliefs. My ethnic maintenance eye keeps me focused on equity and representation. My pedagogical mallours eye ensures I prioritize teaching as the most powerful tool for change. And by staying aware of my subjectivities, I can harness my strengths. I can address my limits and use scholarship to create meaningful impact in schools that I work for and serve. Thank you.